Good morning, everyone. How was your week? We had a good week. Today's a big day because we are taking our guineas, which are like they're birds, and we're going to finally put them outside. They have been living in our garage with us. And they're very loud and they're kind of stinky. So we are going to put them outside in their cage and hopefully they do really good. There's 10 of them and they're going to live kind of by our chickens. So that's a big day today. They're going outside, and I'm very excited about it. So, what we're going to learn about today is love. And we all think of love in different ways. I want you to ask yourself, what do you think love is? Think about that. What do you think love is? So, there's different people we love, right? Uh, Parents love their children. Children love their parents. We love our siblings, our brothers or sisters. We love other relatives like our grandparents and our cousins and our uncles and aunts. And we can love our friends. So I want you to think about some things, and I want you to tell me if you can think of it right now. What are some things you love about your parents? What are some things that you love about your parents? I'll tell you one for me. One thing I love about my parents is that I know at any time if I needed, and not necessarily needed something, but if I needed them to help me with anything, I could call them at any time, any place, any day, and they would help me. So they're very reliable, they're very dependable, and that's what I love about my parents. What's something you love about your parents? Caring. I see that. Hello, hello. I don't know if it's Daphne or Thad or both, but they're caring. Yes, I agree. Your mom and dad are very caring people. So that's always nice that they have, they give you those different emotions, and that's really nice to have that with parents. Now, this is going to be trickier. What do you love about your brother or sister? That can be hard sometimes, especially if you're younger. It gets better as you get older. One thing I love there's a lot of things I love about my brother. One thing I love about my brother, though, is that we think on the same wavelength. Like, he could be thinking something, and I could get what he was thinking. The other thing is he's really funny. He's a really funny person, and he makes me laugh a lot. So that's one thing I love about my brother, too. Oh, is that more things you love about your parents? And nice, they feed us, they're fun, they play with us. Man, you got a lot of things you love about your parents. What do you love about each other, Thad and Daphne? What do you got? Got anything? I'll come back to it. I'll wait for it. Okay, so our Bible lesson for today is on love, like I was talking about. It's from 1 Corinthians chapter 1 through 8. I'm going to read about what love is, and I'll try to go over most of these things. Some of these words are big and confusing. Oh, you wrote that they play with you. That's great. I love it. Yes, they can play some fun games and stuff. So, it says, if we speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only resounding gong or clanging of cymbals. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoings. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. Perseveres. I said that wrong. Anywho, so one thing I want to talk about is the different parts in here about love. Oh, there's my cousin. Hello, Lisa. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to write to her, but let's see if I can do that. This is hard when you're trying to do two things at once. So, with these different things of love, we'll go over a little bit of it. Do you guys know what patience is? That's hard. That can be hard for us. So it says love is patient. So we have to not want something very instant, okay? If someone is doing something that we don't really like, or maybe they're not cleaning things the way that we want them to do, we need to be patient about those things, okay? It says, it does not delight in wrongdoing. So it doesn't like when things are going that you shouldn't like things that are wrong with that. And it always trust. So you know, trust is like, think about your parents. You know that they're there for you. So you trust that they're always going to be there for you, which is really nice. The other one I wanted to really go over in here, and now it is not easily angered. So that's hard too, because sometimes we can get angry about things. I mean, and this is talking about anybody that we love. So think about a time that you've gotten real angry at someone. It's not saying it's not going to happen, but to try to really work on that if you were to get angry, and how we show that anger. Instead of maybe talking about it, maybe you shouldn't yell. Or have you ever hit your sibling? Maybe not do something like that. Maybe try to talk it out. That's how we show love. I want you to think of different ways how you show love. And here it talks about the different ways you show love. By showing that you're patient, you're showing love. By showing that you're kind. That's a big thing for me, is showing kindness. Showing kindness to people that you love and people that you may not even know. That's showing love. Because you can show love even if you do not know somebody. Okay? Envy means wanting something that someone doesn't have. So that has that there, that it doesn't envy. It does not dishonor others. So one way I think of this is that you don't talk about other people. So like if someone's done something to you, you don't need to go to someone else and say, hey, this is what so-and-so did. I can't believe they did that. You don't want to do things like that. That's not how you show love. One thing I always think about with love is that sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's hard, especially when someone does a lot of wrong things to you. It's hard to show love. And when you don't disagree, or if you disagree with someone, or might not think the same way as them, it is hard to show love that way. But just remember, go back to this verse and think about all the different ways you can show love, and try to do that in your life. One thing we did yesterday is, and it doesn't always have to be about giving things. This is just an example. My kids won this duck race. They're camping with my parents. They won this duck race yesterday. These little, they put these rubber ducks in the creek, and they go down the creek. And if they have numbers on them, and whatever number you had put at the beginning of the race, if they cross the finish line, then you get prizes. Well, my kids had already gotten prizes, I guess, from the grandparents, because of course grandparents usually get the kids something. So they'd already gotten something down there. Well, of course their ducks win. Like, I'm not kidding you, my whole family in the duck race won. So Harper got first place. I think my dad got second and third place. And then I think Nancy, which is their other grandma, that she got the ice cream, because that's last place. Anyway, we all took home the prizes, and I kind of told them, I was like, that's really not, I would rather them share with other kids than just to take home all those prizes. And so they agreed. And so we gave away prizes to, we had the lady that ran it give away the prizes to random kids. Whatever first 4 kids came into the office, they got those prizes. So we did that to show love to others. And there's different ways of showing love that way too, but it doesn't always have to be a gift. It could just be with our actions. And more importantly, I think it should be with our actions of how we treat others. So when your siblings, like I said, make you mad, try to remember to gain patience and kindness, because it will happen. And that's okay. That doesn't mean you don't love them. It's just really hard sometimes to show love. The one thing here is it will not cease. That means no matter what they do, like think of your parents. Your parents will always love you. When you're parents, you will always love your children. They could do some things that might anger you, but they will love you. And that is really nice to know. And that's how God is. God's our Heavenly Father. And we've done a lot of stuff as humans over the years, and He always will love us. There's nothing you can't do that He will not love you for that. And at the end of this is that the very last verse, I'm going to take it down to chapter 13. I didn't read this on here, but I want you to remember this verse. And now of these 3 things, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. So in Corinthians, it's telling us that the greatest of all these gifts is love. All right? So that's something very important to remember. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, always remember that love is the most important, and that we should show that with all others. Okay? Think you can do that this week? I want you to write some things down. What are some things you love about other people, and tell them about it. Sometimes we don't ever tell others how much we love them or what we love about them, and that makes people feel good too. So that's always nice to bring some joy in some people's lives. So I want you to think about that today, about others in your family and friends even, and let them know how you feel and what you love about them. All right? Let's go ahead and get ready. We'll say a prayer, and we'll talk to you next week. Ready? Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, as we go out this week, please help us to love and to give us patience and to show kindness. In your name we ask. Amen. All right, guys. I will see you next week. You have a good week. Okay? Bye.